Hello, Key Biscayne. It is Wednesday, April 27th, 2016, and this is your No One's Listening show. I'm your host, Rafa, and with me is the panel. To my left is Manny.
Hello, Key Biscayne, Rafa, panel. I am more than pleased to be here. Thank you.
Likewise, this is Gman. Good to be here. Hello, Key Biscayne.
And to his left is Derek.
Hello, guys. First time on the air, long-time listener.
Long-time non-listener, I think is what the term is.
Long-time listener on Facebook 4 days after the fact.
Wow, that counts for something.
Right. That's good. I like the breakdown. I like seeing what's on it and can pick my spots.
All right, start how we always start. Weekend. Anybody do anything notable?
I went to Chicago this weekend. I had a work weekend in Chicago. There was a conference, superintendent's conference. You know, I work with the school world. So there's a high-level superintendents in Chicago, and they get together and they want to have fun. So we went out on a Friday night to a nice dinner, but Saturday night we had a dinner at the event, and then after that it was break out and go find a place. So I found this really cool speakeasy in Chicago at a little youth hostel called the Freehand. Does that sound familiar? The Freehand. And they have a bar in the back, a little speakeasy called the Broken Shaker. Now that sounds familiar.
Cool.
Yeah. There's a sister hotel and bar in Miami Beach, and so we went over there for a little bit, and then from there, while I was there, I Googled up. I mean, what's the big topic of the weekend? Big, Prince, right?
Oh yeah, of
all
course.
The Prince music that was going out. I mean, you saw your thread, all these tributes. So I Googled up Prince tribute Chicago, and I found this cool Getty on Saturday night in this bar in the South Side Chicago is, kind of like that's the, I don't know if I'm going to go there. Even my local friends were like, really, man? We're going to go there? So it was a basement bar, Prince tribute, great music, great vibe, low ceilings, lounge chairs and couches. So that was fun in Chicago.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You guys do anything?
Saturday morning, I headed down to Pinecrest for the Frisbee game that some of these guys go down to every weekend, just to see what it was all about. And the game starts at 10 a.m., and it was cool to have a different crowd down there, but the game didn't start till 10:30 in the morning, which is too late, and it was so hot. We played for like 3 hours out there in the blistering sun. I don't know if I would do it again. It was just brutally hot.
We went to the beach that day, and it was really hot, but the water was nice and cold and very clear, so it made up for it.
I just stayed Quayside. Friday night I went over to Fernando's, which is Artisan, listened to the band they have there. I usually see the same people there on Friday nights. I don't know if a lot of people on the Key know that you can find live music there every single Friday night, but typically it's pretty good, pretty loud, and some of the best beers on the Key. So,
what are you drinking there? What beer are you drinking?
Right here, right now?
No, I mean...
Fernando turns them over pretty quick. He's got, I think, 12 taps in there. And he brings in a couple locals. He always has something from somewhere in Miami, has some of the bigger breweries throughout the country. He does a great job bringing good beers in and cycling them through. So if you're ever kind of unsure of what you really like and can't find it on the Key, go in there and sample some things out because he's on top of it.
Cool. I went on Friday to Gramps, and I saw... Well, after I went with you guys to Artisan to see the live music, I left to go to Gramps to see my buddy Alex Battle's band, Psychic Mirrors. They just released an album, and they were having their album release party there. And now they're on tour in California. I'm across the West. And it was really good. Funky music, danceable, but live. It's one of the coolest genres because it's not very often that you get that. And they played a Prince cover, which was sweet, and it fits their thing, which is perfect. Like,
what'd they play?
God, I don't remember. I'm bad. I don't remember what they played, but I remember the crowd exploded when they started playing it, and it fits right into the theme of their music, which was awesome. So that was a good thing. And then the rest of the weekend, I kind of just relaxed. Went to the beach, like I said, but it was pretty good.
Well, this coming weekend's going to be great.
Not yet.
No,
April 29th? April 29th?
All right, what are you guys listening to real quick? Let's go through it. Well, first, let's talk about Prince. Prince passed away last week. I think on Thursday we found out, right after the show. Right?
Griff broke it to us, actually.
Yeah.
He broke it to me.
Yeah, on Thursday.
Yeah.
Prince, legendary artist. Really, he's another one that was like, even though I didn't listen to him all that much, I mean, I know that he was a guy that did a lot of like a lot of evolutions in his work. Just it kept evolving as a real artist does. He didn't get stuck on one thing and keep going with it, even though it was all in the same that kind of funky guitar and kind of rock danceable music.
He was prolific. I mean, he liked to work. I heard that there's
100 albums of unreleased material.
100 hours, 100 albums. Wow. And he was also. I mean, you're hearing the stories, the testimonials, touched a lot of people, obviously, but he was very prolific in his exercising his craft too. Like he would go to a city, he'd play a show, and a show from whatever 8 to 11, whatever it is, and then his publicist or stylist or somebody's telling the story, and she's like, I would get a call at 2:30 in the morning, and I'd get a call. It's not I get a text or I'd get a tweet or anything. It was, I get a call in my hotel room at 2:30 to go to. If you're in Paris, to Le Bandouche or to some club that he would open up or rent out, open up, and then go, show up at 2 or 3 in the morning and then play for 3 hours again.
Yeah. And
if you just happen to be there, you got to experience that. He did that a lot.
I read some article that he did that in Miami Beach, and like Spam All Stars were playing, and he walked in and he was like, one of the bodyguards or something went up to the guitarist and was like, hey, Prince wants to jam. and so the guy's like, oh, for sure. And he takes off his guitar, he gives it to Prince, and Prince just starts rocking out right there.
When did Prince first break out?
In the end of the 70s.
End of the 70s?
Yeah, Purple Rain was, I mean, that's the song you hear over and over again, right? I mean, that's his Satisfaction or whatever. I think that was 83. So it was very early in his career from when he started that he got to that,
And how old was he when he passed away?
It was like 57.
57, yeah.
Wow.
So what are you listening to? I'll pick a Prince song and I'll bring a Prince cover because, I'm thinking to myself, are these guys going to put, I Want to Be Your Lover on radio?
Well, can I just say something? This is something that Gannon made up, that every song that gets said on here gets put on the radio, or you have to think about the radio when you say the song. You really don't. You can just say the song you're listening to.
That's what I do, because I want to hear a song.
I don't know. All my requests make it on the radio.
A lot of them do, yeah.
So I guess
your last week is queued up this time. It's going to be good. Okay, so what is it?
It's going to be a Kiss, Tom Jones cover. I like it. Tom Jones is one sexy dude. In fact, I heard a thing about Prince where...
But wait, it's Prince covering Tom Jones?
No,
or Tom Jones
covering Prince. Kiss,
okay.
Right? Prince would, he was the most masculine man that, manly man, but he was also a dude who could take your girlfriend wearing high heels. Somebody quoted that.
Cool.
I'm going to go with Cake. I don't know if the name of the song is Going the Distance. I don't know. I think it just has a good, crisp sound for the radio. And for me, like dealing with the radio, I love when you hear just these songs that are just vocals and like clean instrumentation, so you can like hear how well it's coming in.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of biased in that regard, but it's my request.
I like that perspective.
Yeah,
I like that.
The technician's perspective.
I've been listening to a band called Mansions, pretty good rock band, a song called Climbers. I've been listening to a lot lately. It's a little bit older song, but if it needs to be on the radio in order to be said here, I think you can probably pass it. I think it could work. I don't know if the instrumentation's as clear as Cake. Definitely make the playlist.
Awesome. And me, I was watching this TV show on Netflix called Flaked with Will Arnett, and the show's not very good, but the soundtrack is very, very good. It's by this guy. The soundtrack was done by a guy named Stephen Malkmus from a band called Pavement. And so one of the songs that I heard was called Sarah by Alex G. And it's a cool little rock song. So
I'd like to open it up to our listeners, Rafa. Maybe just a whole new little wrinkle to the show. What are you listening to? Go on and give us a call.
305-361-8557. That's the number.
What are you listening to? What would you like to hear on the radio? That's okay to say that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Give us
Anybody
a call.
who wants to call in, just talk, man.
At any point, what are you listening to?
Yeah, exactly. Give us a call. All right. Next on the agenda now we can get to it. It's the KB calendar. What's going on this week, next week? There's only one thing going on.
It's going to go on and on. It's going to be. In fact, I'm hearing after hours party. I told you. I don't know if I told you, but my friend, he wants to have a keg in his patio after, because the beach club is notorious for 12 o'clock shutdown, right?
Sure.
Which is fine. That's good.
Right.
It's almost like they help you shift gears into the next phase of the night.
So this Friday is the 4th of July fundraiser barbecue where we fundraise for the parade. It's from 7 to midnight.
Friday?
Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah. Live band, Shorty's barbecue, beer, wine, and rum cocktails, all included with the ticket price.
How about friends and neighbors, people you haven't seen in forever, people that you saw yesterday?
Exactly.
Are they still pre-sale for $25?
Till the end of today, yeah.
Wow.
And if you go to like Your Good Dog behind Winn-Dixie, you can probably still get them all the way to the day of.
But don't wait.
But the online sales closed today.
That's the best deal at the beat. I mean, shameless plug, but that's the best deal because usually the parties are at least $30 there.
Yeah.
And you said there's rum, right? Is it open bar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just with a tip jar?
Yeah, not even.
Not
Sure,
even.
if you want.
Oh, that's awesome.
Rum, wine, beer, sodas, Shorty's barbecue, 3 hours live music. You mentioned the ticket thing. The online closes tonight, but you can walk up anytime you want. You can walk up that night, and it's not going to get sold out. So come on in.
Yeah, exactly. You
buy a ticket. It's $40 when you buy a ticket. Whether you get there at 7 or get there at 11:59, it's going to be $40.
I'd just like to take a moment to appreciate how far the 4th of July barbecue has come in the past like 5 years. Because I think it was 5 years ago I went there. Rafa wasn't the president yet. He was on the committee, I think. But I went there, and it was like hamburgers and hot dogs, like the cheapest they could find. This isn't to bash the previous committee or anything. It didn't seem to take the priority that it does now, that Rafa's put it into. And there was beer, but it wasn't really good beer. It was more expensive than $25. I remember that. And it just nobody showed up. There was no energy to it. And it was just like a bygone party that it made you feel sad about what was up with the key. And now you go to this thing and it's a blowout.
Yeah, it's
an
a
amazing
rager.
party.
And I think what you did right, Rafa, or you and your team, because I'm sure you didn't do it alone, is that you tapped into really what it's all about, man. It's the core identity of Key Biscayne, and one of the top three things for Key Biscayne is the 4th of July. That's one of the top three. If it'd be hard to find 2 and 3, whatever they are. I'm sure they're there, but. It's a combination of tapping into the right people, the future, the current, the way past, and bringing it all together because everybody wants to be able to identify with that.
I think you
culture.
hit the nail on the head because I went to. I'm like an honorary 4th of July parade committee member. I went to like 2 meetings, but the one I sat in on, somebody was complaining about how the key has changed. And how the population out here is just different and it's never going to be the way it was. And that's true. But that doesn't get you anywhere. That doesn't make the party good again. So you have to look to what's the demographic now. What do they want? And let's keep it rolling. And Rafa's done that because the party went from 0 to hero like overnight.
And it hasn't even happened yet.
I mean, the trick is definitely just all included with the ticket price. You know what I mean? It's just such a great deal that it's like, how can you not go? You're going to spend that much anywhere else you go out that night. And here you're going to be, you got 5 hours to hang out and eat and drink and listen to this band And
it's Shorty's.
Yeah, exactly.
Shorty's barbecue.
Yeah, Shorty's barbecue. You got Josh Panda and the Hot Damned. Thanks to Allison McCormick, who was on this show. She pitched in a good amount of money to help us book the band because they were a lot more expensive than the previous bands that we had. Loose Dogs, who I still love, but they couldn't play on the 29th. So this all kind of worked out really well. And Manny helped tremendously too, organized other people to chip in a little more than ticket price so that we could get this band. So,
and the Sullivans, really.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a rager. So come out, come support, and come have a good time.
April 29th.
April 29th, Friday, 7 to midnight. Food is served from 7 to 9. So
family friendly is another thing you put on the poster, which also hits Key Biscayne.
We're gonna have corn toss. We're gonna have giant Jenga. We're gonna have maybe a giant Connect 4. I'm not sure.
By the way, remind me to speak with you guys about the corn toss. I have lights, and they're able. You can hang them actually on the net. So if you wanted to set it up right there along that net, the lights will hold there. I've got them on standby for us.
Perfect. Other things happening on Sunday, the Eileen McCaughan Memorial Scholarship Pasta Dinner is from 6 to 8 p.m. at the golf course restaurant thing at the Fairways, whatever it's called. That's May 1st, Sunday. And for those that don't know, dude, I mean, you know what happened to Eileen McCaughan, but back in like early 90s.
Early 90s, yeah.
She was 15 or 14, and she got hit and killed by a drunk driver. Sad thing. I barely remember. I just remember my parents talking to me about it and how it was such a big deal, and the whole community got together for that, and so they keep this scholarship thing going, and it should be a good time, even though it's a sad time. But it's
what's the date of that?
Take something bad and make it good. May 1st, Sunday,
May 1st?
From 6 to 8 p.m. at the golf course. On May 28th, Memorial Day weekend, the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, is the rib-off. The Kemper Memorial rib-off, right?
Is it going to be called that? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Usually there's something for him, right?
Yeah. It had that. It was that for a while. There's another There's another Kemper Award available now, which I don't know if you saw it in the paper through FIU, but the rib-off is certainly big memories about Bob on that, but great event now. Yeah, the yacht club.
It goes on all day. Starts like at 11, I think it is, that you're allowed to.
Well, they have rules. They have very specific rules. Like teams must be on the premises by, and they use nautical terms in terms of the time.
Yar. Is that
the hours?
Is that the yacht club?
The hours. Yeah, the hours. So
it'll be at the yacht club on Memorial Day weekend on the Saturday.
0900.
Come out usually in the afternoon because that's when the ribs are done. Then you can actually taste them, and that's when everybody's already.
I don't know if there's going to be a fee like there. I think there
was last year.
There was, right?
Yeah.
Again, it's a great value. Whatever money it is, it's just to cover the bases. Yeah. So it's gonna be more bang for your buck, whatever it is. Just like the event this weekend. So,
and then on May 14th, which I think is a Saturday. I'm not sure. May 14th there's a nature walk in Virginia Key at the historic beach park.
Are we doing? Is this
from
the calendar
10 a.m.
section?
to 2 p.m.
I guess we've gone from weekend to calendar, or the talk of the town to calendar.
No, we started with calendar.
Oh, they started with calendar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's May 14th. There's a nature walk on Virginia Key. If you want to go do that, we'll talk to you about the history of the park, and you can just walk around nature.
You do.
On May 21st, there's going to be a first annual. It's a fundraiser for Shake 108. Oh. They are Shake 108, 107.9, great radio station. So as soon as you go over the bridge, you can change your dial from 101.1 to 107.9, and you get pretty much anywhere coverage, South Florida or Miami area. But they're having a party at Wynwood Yard. It's a fundraiser from $1 to, you can donate from $1 to $1 million. So yeah, they put a cap on it.
They won't accept. Okay.
Yeah, they put a cap on it like Bernie Sanders. But come on out. It's going to be celebrating music, live music. Suenalo, Spam All Stars. You just mentioned them. They'll be there. Other bands to be named. In fact, your buddies, 90s Color?
Yeah.
We should talk to them if they want to do it. I'll put him right in touch with Peter. He asked me today. He goes, hey, if you know any bands, music, comedy, and art. I introduced him to Lizzie Easton today. Lizzie Easton, you know Lizzie.
Yeah.
She's married to Trek 6. Lizzie's an old key rat. Or not old key rat, old long-time key rat. She'll be there Friday night, actually. Do you know Lizzie? I want to introduce you to her. She's a connector, man. She's still in a bar called The Stage. Remember The Stage?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was her.
No way.
Yeah. And so she was partner there.
Yeah.
And her husband is Trek 6. You know him, don't you? He's a graffiti artist. You've seen his work. Driving north on 95, the big boombox on the right. And behind that, Bob Marley. Those are probably the ones that you've seen, but he's done obviously a lot more.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Bob Marley one.
Yeah, and the boombox is right in front of it.
Okay.
So I put Lizzie in touch with Peter Stebbins from Shake 108. They're going to collaborate on that. May 21st, Wynwood Yards, Saturday night. It's going to be music, art, and comedy. It's going to be fun.
Cool. Sweet. Well, that's your KB calendar, unless you guys have something else.
Got that looming cornhole tournament.
June 3rd.
June 3rd.
At the beach club.
There's a lot of stuff happening in the next 5 weeks.
Oh.
It's big.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we move on to the beef. Talk of the town. What's going on around Key Biscayne? well, first of all, not much is going on, but
And that's the way we like it, actually.
The big news, if you can call it that, is that they are going to do the artificial turf at the Village Green.
Oh, they
Wait a
are?
second.
Yeah.
They are going to?
Yeah.
No, they... Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were just going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this seems like it's like happening.
Oh, seems like? But they haven't... The council hasn't voted on it.
No, they haven't voted on it, but they are all pretty much like the grass is a disaster again.
It's so ridiculous because when they were going into putting the natural turf in there, they were basically... The consultant was like, for this kind of use, you can't have natural turf.
Yeah, they said...
And then it compounded it that the natural turf wasn't installed correctly, and it's too sandy, and it's running away. That's a part of the problem as well. But the amount of use it gets is just...
Dr. Kelly literally apologized to the kids of Key Biscayne in the paper. I mean, did you read the...
Yeah, for not having done this sooner, thinking that the science was junk, all the concerns and stuff like that. And so what they said basically is that artificial turf is going to save them $500,000 over 5 years. And that they're not going to use rubber pellets, and they're going to have a cooling system so to address those concerns that that people had, basically.
A cooling system?
Yeah, which must be... I mean, that means like sprinklers or something, you know? It's not that high-tech.
Let's call it a cooling system.
Yeah, they called it a cooling system. So it doesn't get too hot.
Yeah.
So I guess that's good. And the only thing I don't know is how much of the grass they're actually going to replace because...
Well, I would say a football field size,
Well, originally
portion.
Theo told me that it was just going to be the whole south side of the Village Green all the grass would be ripped out and replaced with artificial turf.
I doubt that's the case.
I mean,
imagine they'll cut out a rectangle and put a field there.
That would make more sense, right? Only the part that gets used. You don't need to make the whole thing artificial turf.
Right.
That'll be the
playing surface.
balance. No, that'll be the negotiation.
Right. If you have the natural green space around and you have the playing surface, that's ideal situation. I don't know how that never flew the first time, but I guess you got to learn the hard way. So at least it's moving forward. That's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll play Frisbee there one day.
And MAST is expanding too. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Have they started working on that?
Which way?
No, they haven't
Towards
yet.
where the portables were.
Yeah, because they removed the portables there. They're all hemmed in by the portables before, but now
big
the
lot.
building's done. The portables are gone. Now it's just an open gravel parking lot. And I imagine, I didn't know officially that they were going to expand into there.
Yeah,
but
that's what they're going to do.
that's a good thing because that field is
They're going to have a football field there.
awesome because we really enjoy that field with the Frisbee.
I don't know if they're
tournament.
gonna-
It's the best thing that ever happened.
I don't know if they're going to have a cooling system.
Well, you'll notice if these guys ever at the end of the summer tournament, which we forgot to mention, every Sunday you can go out to MAST 5:00
When
and
is the
watch
finals,
Frisbee.
by the way?
The final is on June 11th, which is a Saturday.
That's a
Okay,
good date
so-
to have on the calendar, too.
So that day will probably be really hot, and you'll know if you get there at 5. I bet you'll notice that the field is hot.
The time for the game isn't set yet, but that game will probably be played. I don't want to say under lights, but a little bit later than 5.
Of course,
something.
it'll be set once the teams are determined, and you know how you have to beat one team
Right,
down.
exactly. I'm change things as I see fit.
That's your prerogative.
So yeah, they do get hot though. I mean, in the summer, the fields do get hot.
yeah.
So, talking about MAST, I have here written down. They built that high school for the kids at MAST from the Key. They expanded MAST Academy so that they could have more kids, so the Key Biscayne kids could have a high school there instead of going to Gables.
Basically guaranteeing that with your zip code and a set of criteria that you meet and continue to meet while you're there, as in I've taken this course in math and this course in science, and I'm maintaining this GPA, that as a Key kid, you're automatically in.
Yeah. So now what happened is there's some kind of problem because kids who meet the criteria are being told that there's a wait list.
Too many families decided, you know what, this is a great option. Let's do this.
Yeah. And so now there's not enough room, but there is enough room. Now they're telling them that they will get in. They're not sure if MAST had given away the seats for Key kids to people
what
from
happened was
the
that
county.
And I've just been kind of kicking myself about this because what happened was that Key kids started to get waitlisted not get in or get, sort of denied and you're on the wait list. We're like, wait a second, we met the criteria. Why aren't we in? So obviously it became an issue. People were concerned. And this, these are people putting their, you can put your kid in there, I think, from 6th grade now, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And I have a son, Mati. Mati's a friend of the show. He's in 6th grade right now. He's going to 7th grade. And I didn't apply for him to go to MAST for next year. I was like, you know what? He'll stay another year on the key.
Yeah.
That's fine. He's taking the right courses. He'll go there as an 8th grader.
Right.
Let's let him enjoy one more year where he can ride his bike to school, And then I heard that this was happening, and I was like, oh, man, what's it going to be like next year? So what happened this year was that in the end, there was such a sort of a surge and uprising in what W2EF is going on here that the district, the school said, okay, fine. Everybody's in. Everybody's in. You're not on the wait list anymore. You're not denied. You're in. Everybody's in.
So that's the final thing? Everybody's in?
That's what I heard.
Okay.
I just heard that like yesterday.
Okay. That's
that's
more.
I guess we'll read it in the Islander tomorrow.
I guess a part of me is happy that kids from the Key can go to a local high school, but also, MAST was a magnet school, and it was accepting kids from all over Miami.
And it still is.
It's a part of the system.
It still is. So that.
But if you're accepting everybody from Key Biscayne, there's less room for kids from other areas.
No, actually, what happened is that the MAST Academy remained as the magnet school with 550 kids, for example.
Okay.
Right? So those kids go through the same process.
It's the same thing.
If you live in Key Biscayne and you want to be part of the MAST Academy with the MAST magnet program within the school, then you have to apply and you may or may not get in. If you don't get into that as a Key Biscayne kid, they'll say, okay, don't worry, you're in the Cambridge program. It's another academy that's in the school.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
That's the way it works.
And then when the key...
So there's still that place for that.
So that hasn't changed.
Yeah,
really
and so the key gave the money for the new building and all that stuff to have all the students.
So they triple their enrollment.
Right.
And so they didn't just give money to get the places for the key kids. They also gave enough to house, I think, 100 more kids
so it's a net
in
benefit
the MAST
for Miami-Dade schools.
program.
In the MAST program, yeah.
Okay.
So it kind of worked out. Okay, so that's good that everybody's kind of in. I wonder if that'll be a problem later, but it is Wednesday, April 27th, 2016. It's 6:58 p.m. This is the No One's Listening show. We're talking about Key Biscayne. We didn't do a trivia question. So if you guys can think of one, well, it'd be great.
I got one. I got one for you.
Okay.
This weekend's musical guest, Josh Panda and the Hot Damned, originate from which state? United States. Which state do they live in? Which state?
That's the band that's playing at the barbecue on what day is it?
Friday? Was that
April 29th?
April 29th.
That's on a Friday, right?
So it's 305-361-8557 if you know the answer to that trivia question.
I think we should give a consolation prize. So if somebody calls in and they don't get it right, they still get something out of it.
I like that.
Right?
We give a prize just anybody who calls in and
just
says anything.
Just a participation award.
Yeah. 305-361-8557. Or if you want to shed light on artificial turf or mass waiting lists or men's support groups, which is something I want to talk to you guys about. I was perusing the Islander while I was making this list of topics to talk about here on the radio. And I'm going through the calendar in the Islander, and like the majority of the calendar is like Bridge Club and so all the stuff like that I would never announce on the radio. But one thing caught my eye. It said men's support group meets like at 7 at the rec center upstairs or something in the adult lounge.
Was that it?
That's all it said. And so I'm wondering what you guys think a men's support group is.
I mean, we're 3 out of the 4 of us right now are wearing shirts for our men's support group. Known as oh wait, one of us isn't because he takes his shirt off at any chance. But,
wait, that's funny.
He had his shirt on when he had to. He took it off as soon as he got out.
So people can get a mental picture here. Silent Derek is not wearing a shirt right now, and the sun is like hitting him just right. So it's like it's real nice.
Sticking to this couch.
The faux leather is sticking to his bare skin.
Yeah. 305-361-8557 if you know what a men's support group is, or if you just want to take a guess.
I would say I mean, it's anything you want it to be. I'm sure there's guys there and willing to talk to you about anything. And there's no beer drinking going on because it's at the rec center.
Well, we drink beers at the
Right,
rec.
but our men's support group isn't billed as such. It's more like a drinking
I think
club.
this is a men's support group right here, man.
The 4th of July committee meets at the rec, and we have wine and beer.
Oh, hey, really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's fine. There's no rules against that,
Okay.
and they do that whenever they have concerts there and stuff. They always give out wine.
Well,
and
I think
cheese.
there's no explicitly men-only organizations on the key when you think about it,
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
The Lions Club is kind of, but it isn't officially.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens to be. The Calusa Club is a men's-only club.
Where's this
By,
group meeting?
by design or just by circumstance.
Where's the group meeting?
In the
The
rec center upstairs.
I think somebody needs to go.
Do you think it's like a thing of like divorced men or something like that?
Yeah, I think that's kind of reading between the lines there. Is probably, divorce days.
Because maybe the Calusa Club is,
a young man's support group.
but we would never call it a support group.
Of course not. That implies that there's some kind of problem that you need help with.
Gannon supports me when I go pee.
Don't we all do what we do because there's
we're
a
all
certain sense of support?
Right, but you just
Where
don't
we're
go out
doing
and
it?
say it like that. That's when it becomes
Well,
a support group. It's like, oh, you have a problem.
Maybe
of
that's
some
what the
kind.
group's about. It's about giving you the opportunity to actually say it.
And it's not AA because those are separate meetings. So it makes me wonder, like, maybe it is like a divorced group, or
You should go, Rafa.
go check it out.
Grab that little notebook that you have right there in your hand. Just go with that.
Maybe it's like about natural male enhancement.
Perhaps. We'll never know.
Oh man, I wish somebody would tell us. I mean, we're all kind of speculating, but not really. If somebody knew,
Was there
who
a
knows?
phone number associated with the ad?
There was, and I
Then
don't know
let's
it.
call him right
Do you
now.
want to call him?
I think so. I think we should.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
Wait, no, hey, hang on a second. No pun intended there.
Is this the first time you've seen this ad in the paper, or is this a recurring ad?
It might be recurring. I don't always check the calendar in the Island News because it has so many things that are just like I said, like Bridge Club and stuff
Rafa,
like that.
I just had while you're looking for that, I just had a brainstorm, something that we can add to the show, a new segment, where we answer an ad. We make a call, and we want some more information about it.
Okay, let's see. Hold on. Oh, okay.
If you're the men's support group, how would you feel about getting this kind of
Exposure?
free exposure?
Pretty good, I guess. I don't know.
You can talk about it at the next
Want
meeting.
a certain kind of man to go to the men's support group, I guess. Don't want just anybody showing up there.
Okay, here's what it says. Okay, the headline is men's group, and then it says the men's support group, hosted by Arthur Ackerman, will meet at 7:30 p.m. in the adult lounge at the Key Biscayne Community Center. This event is free and open to the public. If interested, call 305-335-0208.
Okay, so I think we should call and ask a little bit about sort of who attends these meetings, and
You want to make the call?
I'll be happy to. Dial it up. Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll call right now.
It's 305-335-0208.
Do we need to tell him that he's on the air? 335.
I think that would be right.
0208.
Arthur Ackerman.
Yeah. Okay, we are calling the men's support group the support helpline of the men's support group.
Phone number to please message. I'll get right back to you. Thank you.
Oh, it went straight to voicemail?
Please record your
I mean,
message.
but what happens if he needs
Okay,
support?
stop it.
You may hang up or press 1 for
Try one more time?
I was going to leave a message.
Oh, well, we can call them after or send a text or something.
All right.
Try it one more time, just in case, it's odd that it would go straight to voicemail. Okay, here we go. Calling the men's support group one more time.
I'm going to leave a message if I don't get him.
Okay.
Hi, this is Rafa. At the sound of the tone, you leave your name, phone number to please message. I'll get right back to you. Thank you.
Um,
At the tone, please record
so I looked up on the Key Biscayne website what they say about this men's support group.
Or press 1 for more options.
Mr. Ackerman, good afternoon. This is Rafa, Rat Radio. And I read your ad in the Islander in Key Biscayne about the men's support group. Just want a little more information. I mean, what are you guys doing? Who's meeting? Have you been here before on the Key? So give me a call. Appreciate it. Rafa, Rat Radio. 101.1 FM, Key Biscayne.
So this is from the website, Key Biscayne website.
Okay.
It says, Men's Support Group, an ongoing, safe, and confidential group for men to discuss challenges and gain feedback and support from each other. Okay, that's as vague as pretty much the Islanders ad was.
No, it's not. It gives
Okay.
you a little more.
Here's a little more.
Yeah.
Topics of discussion will include building a new circle of friends. So this is about getting out of your detrimental group of friends that's leading you on the wrong path. Okay, so this is for the gentleman who feels like he's around a bunch of enablers and wants to change his life. Personal growth, stress and anxiety management, self-esteem, and relationships with family, friends, and significant others.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I mean, that falls around one major category, right?
That's not bad. That's like
Life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, just do you want to?
Well, we'll get some more information on it.
Yeah,
and,
that's
and
good.
well, if Arthur wants to call in next week, you can give us a call at 305-361.
8557. Make the call.
Well, now that we're here, looking at this calendar, and sometimes I see other things that are kind of, interesting. I guess. So there's a baby story time. If you guys want to go to that, it's baby story time for babies up to 18 months old is at 11 a.m. at the Key Biscayne Library.
Wow. Sounds worthwhile.
If you can't read, you can go to the library. Somebody will read to your kid for you.
Exactly. Beautiful.
What? There's a Neurotics Anonymous.
Neurotics Anonymous?
If you worry a lot,
Yeah.
Where? On the Islander? They're advertising the
at
Islander?
St. Agnes.
Oh, all right.
It's only in Spanish. An open meeting for people seeking recovery from emotional problems.
Wow.
I mean, I wouldn't call that Neurotics.
They call it
Anonymous.
neurotics?
Yeah, Neurotics Anonymous.
That's a lost in translation thing.
Narcotics?
Yeah, maybe.
Neurotico.
And the active seniors hold a bingo. Maybe
Oh,
we should
nice.
do a Calusa Club bingo.
You mean hosted by a Calusa Club?
Yeah, we do a little bingo party.
That would
That'd
be a good time.
That would be really good.
Yeah.
And you know what else you should do along those lines is like a trivia night.
Yeah, trivia night would be good. We talked about this. I think did we talk about this last week? We're at one of these bars, taking over
Yeah.
once a month
I
or
went
something.
with
Gramps
Derek.
does it.
What was it called, the place we went?
Taurus in the Grove.
Taurus. And what nights is that?
Tuesday nights.
So me and Derek went with a couple other friends out on a Tuesday night. And I don't know about Derek, but I thought I'd be pretty good at this, But these people were there like every Tuesday, and we were getting smoked, man.
Yeah,
Like,
No, they take it seriously. The UM students show up.
We actually didn't do so bad because we didn't submit so many wrong answers. But there was one guy in there that was just like, before they could finish the question, he was on it. He was just so sharp, and we were just like still like,
you got any sample
Processing.
questions for us that really got you?
ooh man, this is months ago. So
Yeah.
I don't know if Derek might have something.
No, not really. What they do is they bounce around a lot of different formats. So
Set up like Jeopardy.
yeah, and not every part. There were some speed rounds. There were some rounds about things going on locally, weighted by points. But generally, it's an okay trivia night. I'm still looking for a good one in Miami. So
Go to
I
Gramps.
think that could be us.
Gramps has a good one.
Have you been?
Yeah, I have. As
Yeah.
a matter of fact, one night I went there, and we're like, let's just go somewhere where, nobody knows your name, right? Let's go to Gramps. I think it was like Tuesday night or something. And we sat at the bar, and there was a DJ, like a sing-along DJ first, was sort of like DJ/karaoke.
Okay.
And then it went right into a trivia night. And it was fun, man. Yeah, people all of a sudden started coming in. We're like, we got great seats already.
I was talking about trivia with Austin the other day. We were coming up with like good trivia questions.
For the show or just in general?
Just in general, he likes trivia too. I remember one year when we went to Boca Chica, and we just sat around in a circle for a while, just quizzing each other on trivia things. I really like to do that. That's a lot of fun. So I got a trivia
A bingo night's a good idea, too.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you should do that.
bingo night. Yeah. The Blockbuster bingo event. I can't wait to try and sell that one.
Anything the Calusa Club does turns to gold.
Well, if you
right?
put some,
doesn't matter what it is.
put some stakes in. Can you do that? Can you put stakes in? It's like you got to pay $5 to play the game.
Of course.
Yeah,
We're
of course.
legit
And we
nonprofit.
get
do-
prizes.
Yeah, you get great prizes. You get people to donate stuff.
We can even get the little stamps that they have. We can do it right. And where would we hold it? Probably at the beach club.
Probably.
And what would
That's
you be
why I was
eating?
asking if you
Probably
could,
pizza.
if you could have steaks. That's why I was asking.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool to do a night at one of these local places when nobody's there, like maybe like a Monday or a Tuesday or something like that. Host something at like Artisan. That would be cool.
that would be very cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of a weird venue though for like a bingo.
No, not bingo. We could do trivia night or something like that.
That would be
know?
cool.
That would be perfect for trivia night.
Yeah.
You could really set it up. All the tables.
Yeah, exactly. So in that sense, it would work. We just have to. Well, Artisan is great, but the problem is it's a restaurant too, so it would be a little tricky.
Invasive, and
Yeah.
you couldn't hold that place down. You need to find a place that's like a quiet, like this trivia place. I mean, nothing else would have been going on there on a weekday.
Exactly.
Night, so you can own the place with the event.
Yeah.
And they had a pretty sometimes annoying but pretty charismatic guy emceeing it. Kept everybody engaged, and that was pretty cool. So
Usually he's a DJ too. So while he's tallying up the answers, and in between questions, in between segments, he'll be playing music.
Yeah.
So it keeps the vibe good. People
What
beer.
was our trivia question again, man?
Yeah. Why don't you repeat that one for us?
Josh Panda and the Hot Damned. Josh Panda resides in which state in the States?
The band that's playing at the 4th Barbecue on Friday.
Friday the 29th.
If you know the answer, it's 305-361-8557. All right. Let's keep going.
7-Eleven
We're rolling.
on a Wednesday afternoon.
Yes, it is.
Last week we got all the way to 7:13 before we ran out of stuff, Rafa. and then we went long. So how are we doing? I see you looking at that list though.
We are not doing well. We have the Marine Stadium lawsuits are going to continue. So the Marine Stadium, super boring, the boat show and all that crap. They, they cleared all that area. They were supposed to make a flex park 30 days after the boat show ended. It's supposed to be open for public use. What do? They use it as a commercial parking lot for the tennis right after.
They paved it.
Yeah. It's not what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be fields and
Is
all
that
this
what
stuff.
happened?
If you saw the renders, it was like fields and all this stuff. Now it's just a parking lot, using it for commercial purposes.
That's what you call a win-win, isn't it?
Which you're not supposed to do with a public park place. So there's been a lot of residents expressing the opinion that the Key shouldn't bother with this stuff because we already spent a lot of money. Let me turn this on. And we already spent a lot of money at $750,000 and counting. But they're going to keep spending because they think the principle of the matter is that these guys are overstepping their boundaries. A judge ruled that we are in legal standing to sue them. So that was a big thing. They were saying that we couldn't because we're not part of their city. So who are we to come at them about anything that's going on in their city? But apparently a judge ruled that that we can sue. So we are suing.
For what exactly?
Huh?
For what exactly?
That they stop using it commercially.
Oh.
Yeah. Any opinions? Should they keep suing? Should they keep spending this money?
And how long are they going to fight this? How long are they going? I mean, what's the end game here?
Just the end game would be to stymie any efforts to make that a highly used area, which would inconvenience everybody on the Key. I think that's the main concern, right?
Exactly.
For it to be like every weekend another event there, and the only artery that goes into the Key, here's traffic again. And once you set up a venue there, it's going to be hard to backpedal on that.
It's just a trust issue, I think, too, right now.
Well, I mean, you're the city of Miami, and you have this perfect piece of property to make money with, and the only fly in the ointment is this village out here. You know? So of course the village needs to represent its interests, because if they don't, I mean, why should anybody care that we're getting inconvenienced out here? Really?
Yeah. And city, I mean, nobody in the city of Miami gets inconvenienced because nobody.
Correct. Yeah, we're just another Miami beach out here.
That should be our Virginia Key should be a jurisdiction of Key Biscayne,
Well,
ideally.
Ideally, of course.
It affects us much more than any City of Miami resident, you know?
It does, but unfortunately, it's City of Miami, and
I don't know. How often do you like go there to the beach every weekend?
But that's not what he's saying. He's saying that we rely on that causeway.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's people that are
in the City of Miami or in Miami-Dade?
Residents in Miami-Dade.
Yeah, but not City of Miami.
Right.
Grovites and all those people don't go to the Virginia Key. The Brickell people don't go to Virginia Key. Right, I mean, some do, but you know what I mean. We drive through it every day, or a lot of us do. Not me, but a lot of us. You can wait maybe till there's another kind of like fiscal crisis in the City of Miami, and then offer to buy it from them.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very smart to sell that piece of property. But
if they were really hard pressed on cash, like Opelika,
boils down to the fact that we have a major interest in maintaining low traffic in that area.
Yeah.
And so it's a fight worth fighting, but you got to realize, I mean, you're dealing with a much bigger city, and they're going to utilize that property one way or the other. Hopefully, it doesn't.
I've seen some renderings.
It would be beautiful if it was a restored marine stadium and beautified in the way that they've done, like Hobie Beach and all that. You know how they got rid of the pines and they put the native fauna there. That's pretty cool. If they did that, it was kind of cool. When you're driving down now, you can actually see like downtown from that stretch, whereas before it was all obscured because there's just a bunch of crap there. And it was kind of pretty, if they just beautified it, made it a legitimate park, put a disc golf, course in there. It's really profitable.
It'd be really nice to have a nice park there. It would bring a lot of people, but if it's planned right.
Right, but the bring a lot of people part and the parking issue.
It's just going to be part of the reality of living out here. On the weekends, It's going to be, on the weekdays, it's going to be beautiful.
Right.
Yeah. But ride your bike out there, launch your paddleboard from there.
But right now you're looking at, Miami doesn't have much as far as venues go on that whole stretch all the way out to us. Yeah. All we have is the occasional concert that goes on at the Virginia Key Beach Park.
Which has zero impact on traffic.
I mean, every once in a while it's a minor inconvenience. It's not a bad deal. I mean, it's been that way before. I know you're trying to defend Grassroots, but there's other concerts that happen
doesn't cause a lot of traffic, but other ones do.
Yeah, I mean,
some other ones.
I'm not complaining about that. I'm just pointing out that that's one, and then of course the tennis thing is one, which that might be going by the wayside. And I don't have a problem with that either. But just think about how low use the Miami is getting out of it.
Yeah.
So that's bound to change, and it's probably a fight worth fighting for the Key if you don't want to get stuck in traffic every weekend.
I agree.
Cool.
I heard a rumor. And this is a rumor, and just a rumor. Only one person said it. That Milanezza is closing. Did anybody hear that rumor?
No, but I believe it.
But at the same time, I got an email today about Milanezza catering promotional email.
Maybe that's the new spin.
Well, maybe it's like a last resort, but if they're closing and then you're still spending on advertising, I don't know. So nobody heard that? Nobody heard anything about that?
I haven't heard that. It's just, to me, like Artisan and Milanezza, when they were both open, were kind of like...
They opened at the same time.
Right, and they were kind of like equivalent in my eyes before I got an affection for, Artisan. Now that's the place I go.
Artisan has a lot more substance to it because they have a more varied menu.
Right.
Well, my theory on Artisan, what it is, right?
What?
I mean, think of it. What does Artisan remind you of in terms of the layout?
Vernon's.
No. Think of it. You walk in, there's sort of a sitting area, small sitting area, cashier right there as well.
The donut gallery.
The donut gallery. It's the donut gallery and then on one side it's all tables or stools in the donut gallery case. And on the other side it's the bar side. And they cook right in front of you, right? I mean, it's the donut gallery for grown-ups.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, donut gallery is the donut gallery for grown-ups too, but it's only in the morning.
I mean, I'll be with you as far as it's like a diner for dinner.
No, they definitely have the ambience, like, perfect. It's a very comfortable place. Like I said, the menu's varied. So
Fernando's super cool. He's always there.
Yeah. You can have heavy things or you can have light things. At Milanezza, it feels like all they have is like really fried, heavy food. And so it doesn't... I think people are like, oh, I can't eat that bomb right now. You know what I mean? And then another thing, it's got to be so expensive to run that place. It's so big. It's so, it's just really big, and all the work and
Too many
money
TVs
they put into
too.
it.
Too many TVs. Oh my gosh! Last night after our Little League game, we're like, let's go to Sir Pizza, right? So I take Matti and Finn Zuccarini to Sir Pizza. We meet some other people. Will meets us there. A couple other people from the other teams. And guess who walks in, man? Guess. Sir Pizza.
Barry.
Yeah. Barry walks in. He comes over to us. He's just getting off from his from Ceci's, and we start talking. I mean, he was like, "Manny, what's up?" Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen him in, many years.
I really don't go to Sir Pizza so much. He's never there.
No, he's never there.
Never
He
there.
hasn't been there for 10 years, really. And so.
I mean, he obviously goes in probably once a day, but he's
Right.
not there.
Yeah.
Well,
Rarely
I haven't
anymore.
seen him there in 10 years, and I go all the time. And so, after games or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he came, he spent some time with us. It was great. I
Yeah.
invited him on the show tonight, actually. He's like, no, my wife, I'm married to this Venezuelan. I just can't do it. So I'm like, hey, man, happy wife, happy life. That's fine. But, so he stayed for a while. And I've known Barry since I'm sitting next to Matti, and I'm introducing him to Barry. And I'm like, I've known Barry since I was, your age or younger. And it was great to see him. It was really good to see him.
Did you tell him the radio was with me? I was his neighbor for a couple
No,
years.
I didn't tell him that. Oh.
Yeah, I was his next door neighbor on Woodcrest for, I don't know how many years we lived in that house, but it was a good number of them. That's where I met him.
Yeah, him and his 2 kids, remember?
Yeah, 3 kids.
3 kids. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's right, the baby after.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I invited him to the party on Friday night,
Nice.
and he's like, "Oh, really? Well, yeah, okay, that sounds good." And then by like 2 minutes later, he's like, "Yeah, I'm never gonna make it."
At least he's honest.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. So back to the restaurants and what works here on the Key, right? That Milanezza closing down, and I thought to myself right away, too many TVs. So I said to Barry, I go, Barry, when are you gonna get TVs in here, man? So I can be watching the Marlins game now. And he goes, man, you know what? Never. And then Will said, yeah, think about it, Manny. What are we doing here? We're not watching a game. We're sitting here talking to each other, and when are we going to be able to sit with our kids and do it, and with each other and not have a TV in
Is
the
that what
background?
Barry was driving towards, or was it just like,
No,
I don't
Barry-
need to get TVs. I'm already making money.
No, but I think it made sense for Barry. He's like, yeah, maybe that's why I've never really done it, because he said somebody had mentioned it, his stepson had mentioned it or something.
I don't think it would draw more people.
Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't go there to watch the game. It would just be like a
distraction.
exactly.
A distraction. And I used to think that it was like, well, they want people to come and go and leave, and just
Right.
come, go, not stay there and watch the game. But that's not what Sir Pizza is about. Sir Pizza is about,
It's about family.
yeah, it's one of those Key Biscayne things. I'm serious. It's one of those Key Biscayne things that we talked about with the 4th of July parade. So how about that as a venue?
It used to be about being underage and smoking cigarettes,
Yeah.
but then the smoking law came in.
How about doing a trivia night at Sir Pizza? Rent out Sir Pizza and doing a trivia night there. Rent out the table. You got to buy a table.
Oh, that would be good.
There's limited tables. You got to buy a table. You got to buy a booth.
But Barry would know. He would be like, "No, I don't want to rent out anything."
Like, no.
No, yeah.
Sir Pizza is about family. Whatever you say.
Barry doesn't like change, and
Exactly.
he's kind of right because it's worked out so well for
Exactly.
him that he doesn't want to change
One
things.
night, Barry. One night.
I mean, a Monday night or something. The other
Listen,
thing
here's
is
the
that
thing.
weekdays they close kind of early.
I know, but that's perfect actually because we're not competing against anything. If we can convince Barry's wife, I think we can get it done. Make a note, mental note.
That'd be cool. I mean, they do have beer at Sir Pizza. I have gone over there and ordered a pitcher
Why do you
and
think
just
we
sat
go?
down and hang
Why do
out.
you think we go after games? It's not fair. We get the Rondi special. Last night I turned down a few people to the Rondi special.
Can I tell you something about the Ronnie special? I barely taste the garlic. Am I right?
You got to give that feedback. Yeah, I mean, you don't want too much garlic. When do you ever
Obviously.
say, "Oh my God, there's too much garlic"?
Yeah.
I like it. No, it's got to be subtle.
Yeah, it's got to be subtle. I
We
guess
went
you're
with
right.
the double meat last night, the pepperoni and burger with the garlic. That's the Rondi special there. And every time we call, we're like, "Hey, we want the Rondi special." They're like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh man."
One day.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, here we are, man. 7:24 Wednesday.
And I got nothing else. Repeat that trivia question for the listeners.
Josh Panda is from. What we need to start doing is tweeting it out. I don't have any followers. I don't know why I even said that, but I thought maybe you did.
I don't think Rafa does either.
Rafa, why don't you?
Rafa's not on Twitter, is he?
I used to be. I got bored of like reading all this stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of noise there.
A lot of noise, yeah.
Signal and noise.
Josh Panda is coming down from which New England state? Which New England state? Starts with a V and ends with Vermont. So give us a call. 305-361-8557.
Yeah, or if you just want to talk about restaurants opening and closing. You know, when I heard the rumor of this restaurant closing or whatever, one thing I did think is like, what if we had a segment where we talked about the restaurants and we just talk about our go-to food picks at those?
Yeah, like you asked the other night on the thread. You're like, hey, I'm at Sushi Siam. What do I order?
Yeah, that's a hot one.
Everybody has an opinion on that one. In the end, I got the pad thai. The pad thai and a...
Did it strike you like it strikes me?
No.
Because I love it.
No, it was
it's
fine.
Just like I wake up with just a real bad
It's definitely the best value when you go there and you're like, you only want to spend $15 because that's what it is, and it like you can
pad thai is always
you can
the
barely
go-to.
finish it because it's super filling.
No, that feeds my whole family.
Yeah, it's all noodles. It's good.
So, why don't we do that? Oh, I got... No, I'm not going to tell the story. Never mind.
Why not? You got
Leave them hanging.
you got 4
Sorry,
minutes.
it was just that I took an Uber yesterday, and my Uber driver was one of the guys from Oasis, and something funny happened,
Wow.
but I'm not gonna go into it because it was. I guess I just don't want to call him out. So,
Well, you tell us off the air.
yeah. So, Donut Gallery. What do you guys order at Donut Gallery?
Man, I'm weak there. I go with the Ted's pretty much all the time.
Ted?
Just a variation. Ted's 2 eggs, and then whether I get those fake
Hash bricks
browns or not. Yeah. So, I mean, you know what? I mean, really. I mean, these things are awful.
Yeah.
There's got to be better ones. There's got to be better ones. There's got to be a better one, like at Whole Foods or something.
Just like everything on the key, like we're talking about Sir Pizza, when a business owner is making money, then they're making money on those super cheap hash browns or whatever. Mm-hmm. And my go-to there is I don't even have to order when I walk in there. I just get a huge fat stack of pancakes. Just get a lot of carbohydrates.
Those are still good.
Yeah, I mean they're just basic.
No, but they're good
Pancakes,
Yeah.
but I mean that's just a lot of energy, and I eat it in the morning. And I don't have to eat lunch because I eat all those pancakes.
The
and
bacon?
Throw some bacon on there. Huge dab of butter. You gotta sandwich it in between the three cakes. Coming in
No
hot.
eggs?
No eggs. It's pancakes, bacon, and like bottomless coffee. And I just keep the coffee coming. Take a styrofoam to go. And I was out of there today for. Ooh, watch that one. I was out of there today for $11.
Nice.
And I got I drink a lot of coffee, so I slam coffees, stack of pancakes, talk to Nelson, bacon, and that's not so bad.
Derek?
What it is.
I've been to Donut Gallery 2 times in around the 8 years that I've lived here. Both times pancakes. Both times when they were open at night.
It's worth noting that Derek, in those 8 years, worked directly next door.
Yeah.
I think that's a
Donut
big part of
Gallery.
it. I've smelled Donut Gallery on people in my store every single day, and for whatever reason, it doesn't appeal to me to go in there.
Well, my son the other day said, "Dad," I'm like, "Mati, you're not eating your bacon." He goes, "Man, I don't like your bacon, Dad." I go, "Come on, man. This is good bacon." He goes, "Can't you make it like a donut gallery?" And I go, "What, burnt?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's very crispy. It's not thick at all.
Yeah, they burn out
Everything in there is like the bare cheapest thing they could find. I mean,
Totally.
Make no illusions about that.
Why would you change it?
I used to get
By the way, happy birthday, Nelson. 47 yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
happy birthday. I
Cheap
used
bastard.
I used to get the Teds always, and then it became too much of like a heavy thing.
Bomb.
Yeah, like too much of a bomb. And it's not that I don't want to be filled. I do want to it's not that I'm looking for the lightest breakfast, but somebody recommended it to me. I think it was Lottie or somebody. I was like, I don't want a Teds today. What should I get? Egg BLT. And it's so good. It's a little sandwich.
What
BLT.
kind of bread?
I get it on whole wheat, and
Yum.
You almost got to go with the white bread, though, for that, don't you?
Huh?
Just the white bread. You almost got to go with the white bread. What, am I going to throw a little healthy into that?
No, it's not about health. It's about flavor because whole wheat just has more taste than white bread. So I get the whole wheat. And then I get it with 2 eggs, and it's awesome. It's a great little thing. And then I usually get French fries because I don't like the hash browns anymore. I used to like the old hash browns, but I don't like the new hash browns.
That's my second go-to is the chili cheeseburger with a side of fries and throw a bunch of seasoned salt on there. Oh man, that does me right.
My second go-to is the French toast. French toast is good. Then.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Just get that greasy stuff up in there, man. That's what it's all about in the donut gallery. So.
I did see a rant on Facebook that my friend posted, and I almost felt like, tagging the owner of the store for the hardware store of a price gouging. Like an HDMI. She went in for an HDMI cable, and they were selling it for $44.
Jesus.
You even know that, right?
You know how much they cost, like online.
She says, "Well, I have it online
$3.
here at $9.99 or at some place for $9.99, at $3, even more wholesale, right?"
Yeah.
Can I speak to the manager? Yeah, sure. I'm the manager. So, can you match this quote? He's like, "Nope." Come on, man. I'm resident of the Key. I mean, whatever. Nope. So she ranted, and I sent her a text, sidebar, her and her husband. I was like, "Hey, listen, can I feel like, because it kind of pisses me off too, and can I tag the owner of the place, and just so he can sort of respond." And I asked to do it. I asked permission, and she's like, "Yeah, go for it." And then I wrote back, "Nah, I probably won't. I'll let you. I'm not going to get involved."
Yeah.
So I didn't, but a lot of people weighed in, and they were upset.
Gannon has a story about that.
Well, I do all of my cooking on a propane grill outside because I don't have a kitchen in my place, so I need propane from time to time. The only place to get propane on the Key is that hardware store. Nowhere else does it. Like
The gas station used to. Not anymore, huh?
Not to my knowledge.
Discount
gas used to have them.
Yeah.
But anyway, keep going.
I don't think they do.
They used to.
Okay,
Keep going with this.
I'll look into that. But so whatever. The going rate for the 20-pound cylinder, I think is a smaller cylinder, is $20. Okay, that's the usual gas station price. Whatever, $20 is like considered normal. On the Key here, it's $40, so it's 200% of the price. I talked to them about it. Like, it's just what it is. We don't move it enough, and there's fees that are associated with it, and it takes up a lot of space. That is a special item.
Who said that to you?
That was Joe. I think he's I believe he's the manager.
Yeah, the cashier. Joe.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very nice guy, and
super cool guy.
I asked him about.
I saw him at one of your events, didn't I? I like going in there and dealing with him.
Yeah, I do too. I talk to him all the time, and I bust his balls about that.
Tournament.
I bust his balls about that, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you go to Cat K. I know this is kind of different, but you go to Cat K and you want to buy something, it's like 400% markup. You
take it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, you have the option. Everybody here is going on and off the Key. It sucks that it's that, but it's not a commodity that life is required by life. So I don't like it, but I mean, it just is what it is, man. That's what he thinks it's worth. So that's how it's going to be.
The rent has to be ridiculous.
Well, wait a second. Yeah. Somebody mentioned that. They're like, "What about the rent?"
Yeah.
And there was a comment in there as well, which I knew. They own the place. They own the whole. Little mini mall or the property. They own the commercial real estate there.
I mean, when you're just setting the price of something, you have to look at the curve of how many you're going to sell and at what price it's not going to sell anymore. And like an HDMI cable on the Key, that sucks, but obviously you need one real bad, and if you're willing to pay that $40, I mean, I can't blame them too.
CVS has to have
exactly. There's probably
cables.
other options.
That's what somebody mentioned on the thread too.
Yeah.
It's just that store is like a last thought store for people that get caught off guard. You don't depend on it for anything. It's just like, oh, I need this. So
there are some things that are priced
pretty normal,
only a little bit more than
the stuff that they move more according to Gannon's theory.
It
makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
but some of those things, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
sure, it's getting nice out here. Huh?
I was actually talking to him because I needed new Leatherman, and I was looking at the Leathermans, and I was seeing how competitively priced they were, and it wasn't that much different from everywhere else.
Oh.
And he actually did say that he would price match with wherever else I found. So,
cool.
I'll throw that in there.
All right. Any other tidbits you guys want to talk about?
I think we're good, man. We're party Friday night.
Yeah, party Friday night at the
April
beach club.
29th at the beach club. Come up, walk up, pay the money, whatever. It's going to be worth it. Even if the food's gone,
Yeah.
beer's gone. People can pretty much bring their own coolers there as well, too, right? I mean, once you're coming in there,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
well,
Nothing's for sale in there.
Yeah.
So if you want to bring your cooler, if you
Yeah.
don't like Narragansett beer,
Yeah.
or what's the rum brand?
Zafra.
Zafra donated.
But those are good.
Those are real good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Shorty's,
But if
Shorty's ribs.
you're like me and you want to drink a little bourbon, you bring that yourself.
Yeah, bring it. BYOB, man. BYO bourbon. 100%. 100%. Bring a friend, too.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun. The weather is
Fine.
2% chance of rain. It's going to be like it is right now. Look
Yeah.
outside right now, and that's what it's going to be like.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. There's
Even
gonna
if
be a
you're
little
listening
sea
to
breeze.
tomorrow morning
It's
or
gonna be
tomorrow
good.
night, it's going to be the same weather. Perfect little forecast ahead. So,
It's going to be good.
yeah.
Get out
BT is
there.
going to be BTG. It's going to be better than good.
305-361-8557 is the number to call on this Wednesday, April 27th. It is 7:36 p.m. So we made it. We made it
did.
to the end of the show. I wish we had a little more to talk about. I really like these conversations when we get into like the Ace hardware, the food, and stuff like that. Even though it's not like a topic.
The nuts and bolts of the key.
Yeah, exactly. Those types of things are nice. I like talking about that stuff. If somebody wants to talk about something like that, give us a call right now, 305-361-8557. You have the answer to the trivia, which we basically gave away 2 seconds
Starts
ago.
with a V, ends with Vermont, the state in the New England zone where Josh Band is from.
Yeah. We'd love to hear from you.
Man, the mullet is just thick here. See the pelicans? They're diving.
All right. Well, that's the show. You guys have a good way to sign off?
I've been thinking about it. I got nothing.
I like a countdown to goodbye.
Countdown to goodbye.
It's much too late for goodbyes.
How about we say goodbye with the first letter of our name?
Okay. You go-
Goodbye.
Amazing.
What? That's not goodbye.
No, I know. I was just saying, I was just commenting with the first letter of my name to his comment. Took the A off.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
All right. That's the show. Good night. See you
everybody.
next week.
We'll see you on Friday night, man.
Friday
See you on
night.
Friday
See
night.
you Friday night. Bye.
You gave us game April 29th.
Friday.
Friday. Lower the volume because usually the music's a little louder than the talk show. Good night.